You got the color yellow. It's super amazing. Are are you a bright color person?
I don't really. I'm not really sure.
Hmm.
Sometimes I think maybe now I'm more into brighter colors. Like I
Okay.
think when I was younger, I was more into like a lot of neutral shades and
Right.
stuff. I remember we'd go shopping and my mom would be like, "Why are you picking boring colors? Like pick something fun, no?" And I'll be like, I like this," and it'll be like some
Hmm.
beige and earthy tones, and
Yeah.
so I okay, fine. So maybe I don't know. I think it's probably a more recent phenomenon where I'm into reds and yellows, and I'm like, okay, nice.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
I've been.
did you color coordinate? Like everything in your room is like super coordinated, like blue and white and pink, and like that
Uh,
painting behind and everything is like
I don't know. I've not really. I think it just happened to be like that. I know you're looking at it from an architect's eyes as well, but
no, no. It just it seemed like perfect. Like your the guitar and your cap and like even the photo I think that you have, it's
Hmm.
got like a lot of reds and
That's
blues.
it. So this was in Trichy in February, and I
Oh,
was right next to the stage,
oh, so
and Sir saw me and he smiled.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that and the painting behind you, plus the painting next to you with, I mean, the photo I think with blue and I was,
That's my dog, Happy.
oh, nice. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
yeah, that's him.
what a, how old is he?
He is two. Just give me a sec. I moved my webcam. He is 2 years and he's two and a half. Yes.
Okay.
He's chilling on the couch in my living room. So
I
okay,
just wanted to shut a few things so that we
mm,
don't have any. I'm
okay,
just going to shut Chrome
mm,
so that we full streaming power.
okay, super.
And you were
And
saying something, you're
I
sitting on your
was
couch with this photo.
Yeah, so he's chilling on the couch in the living room, and this is
Okay.
his nap time right now. That's why he's not here.
Oh,
So yeah,
otherwise
and
he's
pretty.
with you on your podcast.
Hmm?
Otherwise he's with you on your podcast.
Not really, not really. But sometimes he does. He comes and chills over here right next to me,
How sweet.
and yeah. So he's right now napping because he had a long walk in the morning and stuff. And actually, this is my ARR room, I should call it.
Oh, okay.
This is my office room as well. And
Okay.
just on the other side of the room, I'll quickly show you.
Uh-huh.
And you will see this stuff. So that's the other side of the wall. So all my trips to India and pictures with
Nice.
and my car with the rego plate and everything. And yeah, that's it.
How cool.
And this is my work desk. And
Oh, I've
again,
seen this. Like, I think this was on your one of the photos that you had shared.
yes,
Like,
yes,
with
yes,
you on.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so yeah, this is my ARR room, if I can call it. And I remember setting it up, and I sent a picture to Sir. And I told him,
Okay.
Sir, this is my ARR room. And he responded to that saying, okay, ponnu patacha ilya.
Nice.
He just keeps teasing, right? So
Yeah. I can imagine how that would have played out. That's pretty cool.
yeah. Anyway, sorry, I don't want to digress. Shakti,
No, no,
it's
don't
an
worry.
absolute honor to have you, and
Thank you so
it's
much.
it's definitely an absolute privilege because you're someone I've totally adored with your great talent, no doubt. And then
Thank you so much.
I have been lucky enough to work with people who have worked with you, and they've spoken so highly about you, and I just could not wait to have the podcast with you. So I think I should say that it's definitely one of the days that I'll remember for a long time. And
Thank you
I
so, so
wanted to
much.
wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart to even support me in this journey. So thank you heaps for this.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of the session and for having me here.
No,
And
not
thank
a,
you for these very, very kind words. Really, thank you so much. And
thank you.
yeah, this is a conversation about someone who, I have so much love and respect and
Hmm,
admiration for, who I've looked
hmm.
up to and admired since I was a little girl. So I'm as kicked as ever to, talk about someone who is truly, truly special and special. if there was a bigger word that could capture all the special and magic that this human being is. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's my honor and my pleasure to be, in on this conversation with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Shakti, I know we have quite a few things to touch on, and pretty sure I'm super excited to talk to you about it. But before we do that, how are you doing? I know we are living in interesting times. Uh, the whole world is experiencing something which has never happened before. And then how you're keeping yourself positive. I know music, personally, if you ask me, I could not have survived without Sir's music. And I don't know what I would have done if there wasn't music or if Sir's music wasn't there. And then, of course, I have my dog at home. He ensures that I'm always positive and I'm on my toes all the time. But
Okay.
but even then, I feel that I would have struggled without music to keep my sanity up and running. So I don't know. So would love to know your thoughts.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, in fact, I was gonna ask you when we started. Like, what is your scene? Are you working from home, or
Mm,
how are things at your end? Because all over the world, we are all going through this
yeah,
really insane, I mean, crazy times, right? Like,
yeah,
there's no other
yeah,
way to
yeah.
describe it. And
Mm,
I mean, who would have thought, right? Like, none of us imagined 2020 would turn out
correct.
to be a year like this. And nobody was prepared. Nobody saw
Mm,
this,
mm,
coming, and, that it would hit us this way. So I was actually, in fact, going to ask you because, and around the world, the scenario is different, right? Like with different
yeah,
people,
yeah.
I feel like in every city, every continent, every country, it's like we
Mm,
are all in different stages
mm,
of the whole curve. So,
yeah.
in fact, I was going to ask you that as well. Over here, uh, things have been, they were looking up some time back, but now it's honestly scary for,
Mm, mm,
especially because now more and more each of us know people who have, firsthand, we know people who have been affected, or
wow.
we've
Yeah.
had family who have passed away, and friends who, and it's really not
Mm,
easy to
mm,
say the least, right? And we're not even able to be with each other to
true.
help,
True.
cope with whatever is going on and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not been, uh, how do I say it? Easy to say the least. But
Mm,
I mean, I was able to connect with you when you said that, right? Like, even for me, I feel like music has been such a huge
mm,
blessing. I feel like it's really been an anchor to sanity, and like something to
mm,
keep my head afloat.
yeah.
Because there's so much happening that, I mean, we could we could just get swept away, and I mean, apart from the pandemic, like
Yeah. Yeah. True.
world as such, like there just seems to be just too many things. So
Mm,
I
mm,
feel like it makes sense. Like, I think to each their own, right? So I guess like music has been like kind of like my rock ever since I was a kid. Like, it's been, and it's always been like I would like different phases, like what the
mm,
music here. It's been always cathartic and kind of like an
mm,
anchor. Like, even if it's when it gets too much, I feel like music has been like an amazing outlet, and I'm really honestly grateful for it because I know
yeah.
that at least I'm in a place where I can sit and listen to music and have that outlet or an access. And
True.
I know that so
True.
many people don't even have that, right?
Mm,
Like, so I understand that there is some privilege and some blessings that I have received, and I'm honestly grateful. Is like it does not even uh,
mm,
encompass
mm,
them.
mm. So
So
true.
it's okay. I think I really hope and pray that things get better for so many people who, although we've all been going through this pandemic together.
Yeah.
Obviously, different people have been affected differently, and people who are in vulnerable situations have it way
Mm,
worse.
mm,
And um, we're not exactly all on the same boat, and
mm,
it is uh, that definitely needs to be recognized, and I
for
just really
sure.
hope things become better, and for everyone.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. I don't know. Yeah, it's been tough since you asked me what I do here. I work in IT, and
Okay.
so I lead a team of 6 people. And then, but the thing is, I mean, ever since the pandemic kicked in and stuff, I've been working from home since the late February, early March,
Okay.
and it's been working for so long from home, it's gotten to a point where I don't want to be at home anymore.
Oh my God.
It's
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
crazy.
cabin fever and stuff, right? Like, I mean, what do you do?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
especially
yeah,
if you're someone who's social and you like meeting people and like
yeah,
you genuinely, with friends and stuff,
yeah.
if you draw that energy and that connect and all of that,
Correct,
like I
correct.
cannot even imagine. So you've been
Uh,
working from home from March all the way through.
from early March, yes, it's been, and then we've been in restrictions, and we have just been told that the restrictions are going to go slightly easier starting from Monday, which is tomorrow, where we are allowed to go up to 25 kilometers from our home, 25 kilometers radius.
Okay.
But you will need to have a reason as to why you're going with permits and everything. So it's not as easy as just walk and go anywhere you want. And we have had restrictions even from an exercise perspective. You can go out for a walk or run for 1 hour, but now
Oh
that restriction
wow.
has been taken out, will be taken out from tomorrow.
Oh
And
my.
hasn't been easy, but I think I personally feel Australia has been in a better place compared to other countries. And
Mhm.
because we've just had a second wave in Melbourne, and the cases used to be like 700, 800 cases every day.
Oh
Now
my.
it's coming in single digits, 1, 2, and
Oh
things like that, the last 1 week.
wow, that's
So
amazing.
yeah, it's flattening, just hoping that it doesn't go back again. So yeah, just hoping for the best, that's all. And then I still remember when at the early stages of lockdown, I took pictures of Melbourne and I
Mhm.
shared it to Sir. And Sir saw that because he's been to Melbourne and he's seen how busy those streets are and all. And then he
Yeah,
straight away said, "Hey, this is a reset button. It's good, less pollution."
yeah, for
It's
sure.
good. It's good in a way. Anyway, so look, I don't want to digress, and but I was just wanting to know how you were keeping yourself positive, because as part of this podcast, I really would like your fans and everyone else to be inspired with what yourself as a celebrity or someone people adore do during this uncertainty, if I can call it.
I mean, I don't think it was digressing at all, Chandra. Like it was really, I think it is valid, right? I mean, we are recognizing the times that we live in,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
context is. I
Mm.
mean, it's not possible to turn a blind eye and a deaf ear. It is the real context that we are
Yeah,
living in, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Times. And when you ask someone, "How are you?" it
yeah.
has a whole. It is a loaded question. It's not like, "Hey, how are you?" Okay, I'm fine. It's not like that. We say, and we're telling people, "Hey, man, take care," and we put down the phone, we really
Yeah,
mean it. Right? I mean,
yeah,
of course, we meant it before as well, but here now you have a
correct.
whole other angle of uncertainty, right? Like people, of course, we've been studying the stats, people
Yeah.
who have pre-existing conditions and stuff, but it just seems to be so
Hmm.
random. Some,
Hmm. Hmm.
people have been so badly affected in ways you don't even know. So
Yeah,
it's like, of
yeah.
course, you are not digressing. I think it's very much, in context. And yeah, so music has definitely been one thing. The other thing
Yeah,
has been I've been working on my music, like my independent music, which
yeah.
has been uh, uh, what do you call it? Again, a blessing, like in the
Hmm.
sense that I'm able
Hmm.
to express and find that
Hmm.
outlet,
Hmm.
and in composing and writing songs, and
Hmm. Hmm.
I feel like it has been. What do you call it? It's like a world in itself, or a bubble, or a zone.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
to go in. Being able to engage with that, um, you know, continuously
Hmm.
is really something that has helped me out. And then again, there are some basic tips that people have been saying, how make sure you're exercising.
Yeah.
So even I've been working from home, right? Like making sure that I don't go out unless it's absolutely necessary.
Right.
It is really, really essential that every single person takes that responsibility,
True.
it, not just for us, but for the people who are more vulnerable in our
Correct.
society,
Correct.
people older, people who have health conditions. We need to act with caution so that
Hmm.
they. So basically, making sure that even if I'm at home, doing yoga, making sure that you're still taking the effort to look, I mean, dress, or
Yeah.
present yourself. You
Yeah.
would go out. to do these things. But
Yeah.
and வீட்டில் தானே இருக்கோம் அந்த மாதிரி இருப்போம். But அப்படி இல்லாம கொஞ்சம் we also have to make sure that, I mean, we need to do some things to kind of be our own best friend and
True.
pull ourselves up a little.
True.
So I think
True.
it's fine. Like, I mean, one day, at home we did I thought, okay, today we're going to do a movie marathon, and then it was just that. So and I felt like that was really nice, right? Because
For sure.
we used to go to movies, we used to go out,
Yeah.
but we don't have those things. So I think it's a time for us to come up with things and
Yeah.
and also be mindful of the
Yeah.
resources
Yeah.
using, where
Yeah.
what how we are being and all of that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, music, some making sure that I'm eating right, like
Correct.
diet is a huge part of
For
your
sure.
body, your mind, and especially I know that it's extra pressure now when people are like considering all of the things that are happening, and I feel like we need to take care of ourselves to be able to deal with what's going
For sure. For sure. Very cool. Awesome. And in fact, I remember every time I'm in a meeting with sir or something, one of the first thing he asks is, have you eaten? Have you been sleeping well? And things like that. And it's pretty amazing that he's concerned
Yeah.
for as something as simple as this, right? Because he's got a millions of things running in his head and everything that's happening around him, but he's still taking that split second to ask, how are you doing?
I think that's really, really an amazing quality in him, and that's something even I've noticed. Like even pre-corona or
Yeah.
pre-pandemic, this is part of his fabric, right? Like he always makes sure, hey, are you doing okay? Are you, have you eaten, and
Yeah.
are you all right and everything? And I think that's genuinely really, really amazing that he is someone who was, I think, sensitive to
Correct.
uh,
Correct.
people.
Correct. Awesome. Look, with that note, I would love to know, do you remember the moment when you met sir for the first time ever? Absolute first time ever.
So I'm gonna go even one step before that.
Okay.
And so I'm a proper 90s kid, right? Like, I mean, like I would go to the music store and buy cassettes, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, like the cassettes would be expensive, so you could not just go and on a rampage and buy like all of them
Correct.
or whatever.
Correct.
I remember at a time when Alaipaide and Kandukonde came around, like
Hmm.
uh, கொஞ்சம் பக்கத்து பக்கத்து
Hmm.
time.
Hmm. Hmm.
There was no way I could buy both cassettes. So there was one cassette that had like one album on each side. And then I literally had to negotiate and be like, please, Nagavang, please. And then my dad was like, okay, fine. And my family, everybody loves music and they're all like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I remember in the cassettes la வந்து தேயறது வரைக்கும் I mean, even if it would get worn out, I would like the Vande Mataram cassette again.
Yeah.
I played it so many times.
Wow.
And like again, Roja, like Pudu Vellai Malai is that beginning, right?
Yeah.
I've heard
Yeah.
the beginning few seconds, like people would songs, I would like loop sections of songs. This takes serious effort, right? You have to like rewind and go, and like you have to
So
be like
true.
you have to wait till
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
literally, like, and I would be so excited when I would get, I mean, I would go through the inlays and the lyrics and everything, like physically, right? Like
Wow. Yeah.
pre internet days. And
Yeah.
again, Vande Mataram, something I just went nuts over that album. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like what is this? Like, when I heard like Toba Toba and Only You and everything
True.
was
True.
was just like insane,
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
So I've been someone, and I remember I have a very distinct, vivid memory of me being so tiny and listening to Ottagathekattikyo and like going bonkers and stuff from Gentleman. So
Yeah.
it's so crazy. Fast forward to many years later, I'm in Chennai,
Yeah.
and there was a concert happening at Marg Swarnabhumi
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
the they began
Yeah.
developing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I saw this concert poster
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
AR
Yeah.
concert. And I was like, in Chennai, like, it's happening in Chennai. Like I'd be like, oh, you can't. There's no
Yeah.
way I could be
Yeah.
somewhere else
Yeah.
concert, not. And I've been like super into music. Like I even in school and college, I used to write my original
mm,
music, put it on
mm, mm.
and everything. I used to watch, concerts of other international bands, this, that, everything.
Mm.
Obviously, if there was one concert that I wanted to go for, like honestly, being like
Yeah,
that, I was like, I need to go for this concert. And I
yeah,
remember we with a couple of friends, one we somehow went to the concert and
yeah.
just I cannot even tell you that experience. It was just
Wow.
in. I think around uh, when it was towards. I remember watching Maya Maya. It was Neeti on stage. Like they had these red cloth
Oh, yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
I was just like completely awestruck. எங்கேயோ இருந்துச்சு. I was like, எனக்கு வந்து I couldn't. I was like, oh my god. அப்படி I'm sure you
For
understand
sure,
what I'm
for sure.
கான்சர்ட் ஆரம்பிக்கிறதுல ஐயோ தெய்வமே அந்த மாதிரி இருந்தது லைக் பயங்கரமா. And I remember towards the end, there was this one concert when it was they. I mean, it, and I know it meant a lot to me. I was with my friends
Yeah.
at the concert, and this is when when Mustafa came on, it was like something else.
Did you pull out your phone, torchlight? No,
It was still
not there.
not dark yet,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was really like it was என்ன சொல்றது தெரியல. It was like one it and for me அதுதான் வந்து I saw him miles away. I saw Rahman sir on stage and I was just like I you've obviously seen like
Yeah, yeah.
fans in like Michael Jackson concerts who are like literally
Correct,
going
correct.
I'm like, I understood that. That day, I was like, oh my god, like it was just nuts. And I
Wow.
remember getting back from it was crazy for us to get out because
Yeah,
there
yeah,
were
yeah,
four people who turned up for the concert.
yeah,
And when going back, I was just like, hey, in the song, எப்படி பண்ணாங்களா ஐயோ எப்படி இந்த சாங் வந்து இப்படி எல்லாம் பண்ணாங்க பயங்கரமா அது வந்து ஃபுல் டைம் இந்த படத்துல இருந்து
yeah,
I hope it's okay. I'm just like
yeah.
you know it, I mean with Tamil and English.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
I'm Tamil.
Yeah, I figured that, but I don't. I mean, for your audience who might.
No, not at all, not at all. Super easy.
Awesome. So it was just we were just going on about this concert, and
Yeah,
for me,
yeah,
it was like I would say like that is
yeah,
for me.
yeah,
Rahman sir, right there. It
yeah.
was just nuts.
Wow, wow.
That is I would say my first
Ever
or
encounter with?
yeah, I would say that is my first time I've met him like that. I know it doesn't really count. I didn't get to say hi. I didn't get to shake hands or say hi, hello, nothing. But it really was impactful for me, and it meant
Yeah.
something because I remember I was born and raised in Kerala in
Mm,
Cochin,
mm,
and then I came to Chennai to study
mm,
architecture,
mm,
and I did my architecture here,
mm.
architecture and planning. So I would be like, என்னைக்காவது அவரை ஒரு நாளைக்கு like I would just love to you know meet him or just see
Yeah,
him and stuff. This concert experience was just it
yeah,
was just incredible, and especially if you I mean I used to love going to I mean I still do, right?
yeah,
Live whenever there's a band playing. So it would be
yeah.
like there was I mean there still is a place called Unwind Center.
Right.
Bands would play every now and then. It's like
Mm,
the underground independent
mm,
scene, like
mm.
different band and play there, and we would all like pack ourselves in. It would be
Yeah,
like a like a very small entry fee that we could
yeah,
do and all.
yeah,
And during I would go and my mom would be like, போன வாரம் தானே ஒரு band பார்க்க போறோம். இந்த வாரம் வேற band மா. Like it's not the same. It's like different. And I would like
yeah,
go. There's a band coming from Bangalore. We
yeah,
have to be. And uh, internet was not so big at the time. Like we didn't have.
yeah,
I mean, like
yeah,
like
yeah,
Instagram and YouTube. So it was so right there. Like you had to
yeah,
be there. So
yeah,
that அதுக்கே I used to be like, oh my god, like I would be like so excited because getting to experience music live as a
Yeah.
singer, songwriter, or
Yeah.
musician. It was amazing for me to be able to do
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
to experience that, and this concert was just like so yeah. So I wanted to just share that
Of
because
course,
like, that is although we were several
miles apart.
miles apart, I feel like that is a very special moment because I remember, like, when I'm telling you this, I'm like going back to that day
For
with
sure.
friends, like, standing and watching that, and it
I
was
can relate to it for sure.
awesome. Yeah, yeah. So it was unbelievable, and that I would say is my first
Right.
uh,
Awesome. Awesome.
the same space
Yeah.
as. Let's put it that way.
Right. So architecture, and then what happened? So when did that second meet happen? I'm just
So
curious, that's all, because these are the things I would love to know. I'm excited like a child.
for sure. So when I was in college, I started putting up my independent music online.
Right.
At that time, Reverb Nation was like really popular in India. It was like
So
the
did you
time.
know music was your thing then, Shakti?
I didn't know it was my. How do I say this? I feel like through school, and I
Hmm.
felt like a huge connect with music.
Hmm.
Like when I would be listening to music or singing music, or
Hmm.
I used to go to singing
Hmm.
contests,
Hmm. Hmm.
take part in all of these
Yeah.
uh, things, activities, extracurriculars in school and everything.
Yeah.
I felt like the feeling of that connect,
Yeah.
uh, a sense of belonging kept growing, right? So when I
Right.
was a kid, obviously I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
It's not like I want to become this. அந்த மாதிரிலாம் சுத்தமா கிடையாது. Like obviously I was confused, like, oh, I don't know, but I felt like this connect with music was more and more and more. Like it became
Yeah.
like larger than life. And I
Yeah.
remember when I was listening to these cassettes and all, I would just be like completely like mind blown, and I would be like, I would really like get into it, right? So
Yeah.
I realized that. So I didn't have that connect with sports or with other things, or
Yeah.
sports. Like fail, fail means fail only. Like so, I realized that with music, that whole thing was there, and like I said, that whole feeling of catharsis, right? Like when
Hmm.
I would literally like be bursting with emotions, I
Hmm.
felt like when I would choose to listen to certain songs,
Wow.
right, to sing that day, it meant something more to me.
Hmm.
And um, and I eventually started writing poems in school, and
Wow.
then started writing, jamming with a friend, writing some songs,
Yeah. Yeah.
and sort of organically evolved into
Right. Right.
me doing this. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
even back in school, I remember one of my friends. He was in a band, and
Yeah.
they participated in campus rock idols and stuff.
Yeah.
And I knew
Yeah.
they were rehearsing that day.
Yeah.
And I had a chemistry test the next day, and I was like super padips and all. I was like, chemistry test lang character. Like I have to go watch them. So and my family has been like super supportive, and my mom obviously she didn't understand this, but I
Yeah.
remember she literally took me to my friend's place Ingyo, where they were sitting and jamming, and full like heavy rock scene, and my mom is just standing there like something to me. And I was like, I wanted to be there too,
Yeah. Yeah.
And my friend told me, he's like, they're
Yeah.
jamming it. Was
Yeah.
so for
Yeah.
me, it was getting to watch this incredible band, like, right there. I was the
Yeah.
only audience, me
Yeah.
and my mom, literally.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, this, I don't know how to give it a word, but it felt like there was like some meaning and some
Mm.
purpose.
Mm. Mm.
It kept growing, and it's like when I would be engaged with music, I felt like I belonged. Right,
Right.
I may feel like a misfit on the football ground, or like wearing the other, like I feel like I don't even know what I'm doing here, but over here I feel like even if I don't know, I may not know what I'm doing, or if I'm figuring it out,
Yeah.
there was a sense of belonging, and it naturally sort of evolved to writing songs,
Yeah.
jamming with creating independent music together, and all of
Yeah.
that. So, and even at that time, I didn't really know. Like, it was not pre-decided. Oh, what will be the sound of the song? We don't know. But we would
Yeah.
just really just jam and create, and
Right.
uh, it was just like so organic, that process.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah,
Great.
and I feel like I feel like that is, people have find this with different things, right? And I feel
Mm.
like uh, if you have found that, I think it is really something
Very
good.
true. Very
It can
true.
be, it can be different, completely different things for different people, but
Yeah. Yeah.
there was
Awesome.
no like defining moment. I like I said, it just kept growing at some level.
Right.
And when I was in college, I started,
Mm.
putting my independent music
Yeah.
online for my brother and around like,
Yeah.
okay, fine. And I'm like, and means what? Like you're putting it on. I'm like, I don't know. I just want to share it. Like it was like so. I remember this question because I'm like, yeah, it's a good question. And he's like super smart and he's like very clinical about things and stuff. I'm like, yeah, and he's also a music lover. Like
Okay.
I got introduced to like a lot of Western music thanks to him. Like when I was in sixth and seventh standard, he used to bring these uh, now cassette series and like so I realized, and I remember listening to U2 first, thanks
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
these cassettes that he used to bring home, and Bacardi Blast, and
Yeah. Yeah. I remember. Yeah. I used to love it actually.
yeah. So I'm like, okay, it's thanks to him that I discovered like a
Hmm.
whole
Hmm.
other world of music altogether. So I still would share it because I just felt like the need to want to share it online
For
with other
sure.
people.
Yeah.
Started getting my first playback opportunities from composers who had heard my independent
Hmm.
music online.
Hmm. Hmm.
So chance. And the very first playback that I got to do was for a song in a Kannada movie,
Yeah.
and it composed by Guru Prasad Subramanian.
Right.
Unfortunately, the movie never came out. Songs never came out and everything. But for me, I remember meeting him, and I remember getting the call. I was in college,
Yeah.
and I got the call, and he was like, "We'd
Yeah.
love to
Yeah.
record you for a song for a Kannada
Yeah.
movie." I was like, "Okay." And first year on Freshers Day, I sang
Yeah.
a song. And I still remember my one of my professors asking me, "Why don't you try like playback and
Hmm. Hmm.
me the movies and everything?" And I was like, "Sir, that please, sir." Like I mean, it was like an unknown world. Like I don't know. I knew
Yeah.
this world
Yeah.
when award nights or this
Yeah.
film fair. We all sit together as family and watch this on TV and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like another world, right? Like I didn't even
Yeah.
know where the door
Yeah.
is to this world. And for me, like in Chennai, like bands and that whole indie scene was
Yeah.
something that I
Yeah.
connected with, and something that I was a part of.
Yeah.
This is another world altogether. So I remember this very distinctly. I was telling my Professor Ilango sir, I was like, "Sir, Adala, sir, I mean, I don't even know all of this," and he was like, "No, Mani, you should definitely try and all that."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay," but again, like in when I was in back in school, also I'd gone for an audition for a reality show.
Right.
Uh, that was the time when Channel V was doing Pop
Yeah.
Stars
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
SS Music had done. They were doing Voice Hunt season one, which basically formed a band S5, which had Benny,
Right.
Suvi, Arjun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember watching this, and I had gone for the auditions, but I was underage at that time,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
didn't. But that was like my real moment, right? Like
Yeah.
I getting to sing and what the
Yeah.
judges were saying. So I felt like I had started pursuing something more than at a school level
Yeah.
contest at that time.
Yeah.
I was like that was gonna be a reality set. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see. Was my mom just being nice to me, or like okay, fine. There were contests that I was being a part of, but this I felt like was more like a real world scenario.
Yeah.
And watching the fact that there were vocal groups being formed, like
Hmm.
pop stars,
Hmm. Hmm.
all of it was like incredibly amazing. So when I was in college, the very first session, this Kannada song that I did,
Yeah.
they told me the recording was going to happen at AM Studios. So I was like,
Wow.
yeah, I was like, oh my god. I'm like, okay, this I didn't even know. I was like, uh, it was really special to me, right? The fact
Yeah.
that my
Yeah.
very first playback session was going to happen in like
Yeah.
Himachal.
Yeah.
So that was something I remember, like when I'm telling you this, I remember Guru Prasad telling me, like, no, நம்ம வந்து AM record பண்ண போறோம். I'm like, oh, okay, அந்த மாதிரி இருந்தது. And soon after, I had the opportunity to my very second recording, like
Yeah.
professional recording, backing vocals for Rahman sir for
Wow.
Rajni.
Wow. Okay.
Song called Lattu Lattu. And
Yeah. I love it.
yeah, it's a really, really cool song. So by then, I had also participated in like Voice Hunt season 2 that SS
Right.
Music had.
Right.
And so this time, the second time round, they didn't form a band. They were like, they
Mm.
wanted to choose one vocalist and a runner up. And
Mm.
I ended up, winning the title of the show, which was
Wow.
super exciting for me because, I mean, with
Yeah. Yeah.
and it was they were broadcasting it on TV, and
Yeah.
I remember for the very final round I sang Maya Maya, and we had like we got training from a choreographer to
Yeah. Yeah.
dance on. Like, we had one episode where all of us got makeovers and everything,
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And this was like pretty soon after that. So I mean, I'd kind of just met Benny and Suvi and everyone because they'd
Right.
come to this
Yeah.
event.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the very second recording, I mean, in my life, I'm going to the studio and I see Benny, Suvi, Tanvi,
Wow.
who, all of these people. I'm like, okay, and I'm like, okay, நிஜமாலே நடக்குதா நிஜமாலே headphones போட்டு பாடுறோமா அந்த மாதிரி. Then Rahman sir was doing the session.
Wow.
Uh, I
Yeah.
remember Praveen was also there,
Mm. Mm.
and it was just unbelievable for me. Like we were in the
Mm.
giant, the big
Mm.
room in
Mm.
studio,
Mm.
and we were four vocalists. So
Yeah.
they decided to do the
Yeah.
parts. Right?
Yeah.
The guys
Yeah.
later go in upfront, and everybody knew. Okay, this is they've probably done like so many recordings by now. And
Yeah.
I'm like newbie, like trying to figure out. Okay, this is how it works, right? So it's literally like learning on the job.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
It was it was just unbelievable. And I remember something we were singing and we were trying it out. Sir had come up
Mm.
with
Mm.
something that நான் வந்து சத்தமா அதை பாடி பார்க்கவும்
Mm.
then
Mm.
like, oh yeah, that அந்த மாதிரி ஏதோ சொன்னோன்னு நான் இருக்கேனே கேட்டா I was, and it was just something small, like it was like, see, for in the outside my head
Yeah.
it's normal. Everybody was singing, we were all doing this.
Yeah.
For me, in my head, in my movie, this is how it plays out. But and I will never forget that session because that's when I'm like, oh my god, like the kind of detailing that even for
Yeah.
backing all of
Yeah.
this
Wow.
was like getting to experience it
Mm.
firsthand.
Mm. Mm.
Again, I think like Rahman sir is so amazing because every single detail I really
Mm.
I it really like gets into it and like gets
For sure.
into
Wow.
all. Yeah, that was my very very second recording in my life. And soon after that, I started doing more and more playback. I mean with other composers.
Yeah.
Any opportunity that I would get, I would like go to the studio, and I started doing more backing vocal sessions and kind of understanding the
Mm.
how it was
Mm.
like from behind the scenes getting to
Mm.
understand and
Mm.
the productions, and of course
Yeah.
like with Rahman sir's productions, it's so incredibly amazing, right? Like it was like I'm like, what? Like this is, and to get to see that adding of that layer on this. And I remember at some point also singing Kochadiyanla backing vocals பண்ணும்போது. It was
Oh
like
wow.
so it's so like an army, right? Like
Yeah.
singing.
Yeah.
So all of these to kind of I'm just fast forwarding back and forth. This is the
Yeah.
non-linear.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, so for me all of that was like really incredible. And then when I was in college, I also started cutting demo CDs of
Wow.
with
Yeah.
original music. And I was like I started going and
Mm.
handing this out
Mm.
to whenever I would meet composers or
Mm.
do that. And every time I would go to print architecture presentation sheets, அப்படியே அங்க நான் டெமோ சிடி கவர்லாம் பிரிண்ட் பண்ணி போட்டோஷாப்ல பயங்கரமா பண்ணி I put it, and then those print shop அண்ணாஸ் would be like, okay, இதுவும் பண்றீங்களா? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கேட்டாங்க இது என்ன இது. So they are used to seeing all of us
Yeah.
on the print architecture sheets, but this was something different. So, and eventually architecture is a 5-year course, right?
Yeah.
They know all of us, we
Mm.
would know, they
Mm.
know like projects you're working
mm.
on. Then they, at some point, I'm sure they were like, I also kept going and reprinting like new demo cover CDs and all of that. And I would sit to make these
Yeah,
CDs ready to, because I mean, for me, it was like back then, right? Like now when I look at it, it's like uh, a kind of like an EP because it had like 4 or 5 of my
correct,
original music. I would
correct.
sit
Yeah,
and put of my own album art and everything. But I mean, of course, at that point, I didn't know or I
yeah,
didn't call it that or whatever. It was my demo. And uh, so with every session that I did, with every backing vocal session that I did, I think I got to learn so much.
yeah.
I think I definitely got to learn so much, like literally on the job.
Mm, mm,
And I remember a couple of sessions that I had done with Rahman sir again. There was one session where I know Shweta was there and I was there,
mm,
and it was like background score for
mm.
uh, Indiran.
Wow.
And
Okay.
it was incredible, like being witnessing that and being part of
Yeah.
that. And it was literally like
Wow.
me
Wow.
the whole time, and I didn't know what. Okay, so this whole time I was also doing independent music with my band. Like by then I was part of
Mm.
this band called Off the Record. We were a
Yeah.
pop rock.
Yeah.
We were playing shows, all of that, stuff. It was really a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I was doing independent music, putting it up online and everything. And for me, like playback or like getting to sing songs in movies was a world in itself, right?
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
wherein the production, the lyric, the idea of the character, all of this is there. So it's like role play
Yeah.
that I would completely get to dive in and just explore how I am going to
Yeah.
like with
Yeah.
independent music. It was a completely other outlet where I would, what am I
Yeah.
going to write about? Or, whatever I was going through at that point, I would end up writing about that
Yeah.
and express.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
So all of this, yeah. And at one point, I remember this was pretty much like soon after college when
Yeah.
uh, I I got a call from Abe Thomas. I
Mm.
don't know if you've connected or spoken to Abe. And he is the one who, in fact, connected Rahman sir and me to work. I mean, for KM, right?
Right.
In the
Oh, yeah.
so I was like, uh, okay. I didn't. I mean, I didn't really wrap. To be honest, I didn't really wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
And Abe is a super amazing human being and like really genuinely nice. And I was also considering studying music at the time, and
Wow. Okay.
I kind of got in touch
Yeah.
with Abe.
Yeah.
Uh, and I still do. I'm still considering. I like this is something I've been super passionate about. I've been wanting to study music like literally forever in my life, and this is something I never thought of. Right. So through college, I used to around third year is when I took part in the reality show. I started
Yeah.
doing playback.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the people would be like, "So, are you gonna do architecture or music?" I'll be like, "I'm gonna build for musicians." Right.
Yeah.
And it was like half cheeky, half wishful
Yeah.
thinking,
Yeah.
a little bit of a smart answer
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
figure it out while I had still not figured it out.
Yeah.
But somewhere I think in my heart I really wanted that to
Mm.
be right. I was
Mm.
really hoping this is what
Yeah.
uh, I
Yeah.
do. And my final year thesis, I really did a lot of research on music schools and
Yeah.
around the world.
Yeah.
It's basically designing a music school. So
Yeah.
for a lot of people for their final year thesis and all, you really end up doing like your
Yeah.
dream
Yeah.
project.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I would love to design for musicians, and that was
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that the more and more I started
Yeah.
connecting and believing in
Yeah.
it and like
Yeah.
really wanting. And for me, the dream project would have been to design a music school for sure.
Right.
But I never thought that it would end up being for uh, a musician who has been a role model and an inspiration, and who has been a mentor, a friend, and all of these like amazing things, right? So for me at that point, it was just like, okay, is this really happening? But so for me, so it was like kind of, uh,
Yeah.
it's like the timelines are like
Yeah.
all scripted.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was singing backing vocals for Rahman sir, and then we also got connected on like for like design and
Yeah.
to
Okay.
uh, work on KM. And so I remember having this conversation with him, which was like totally brainstorming on a bunch of ideas and like working on a whole bunch of
Hmm. Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know brainstorming is the word, right? Like
Yeah.
so many.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really know what like Rahman
Yeah.
sir were thinking,
Yeah.
but it was genuinely the energy was so amazing, and I feel like that is so incredible of him. I feel like he really makes another person feel accommodated, if I can say that. I
Hmm.
don't know.
Hmm. Hmm.
I know it is-
Very true.
Here is this legend, this idol, like for me to not like disintegrate into a few pieces, I was like, uh, that was really cool. Like I remember and when we were brainstorming, it was genuinely amazing. And I feel like he is so innovative in his thinking and like super creative and everything.
Yeah.
So so yeah, so that is on one line, and somewhere along this timeline that we were doing is when I was also at so I had dropped of course like now வந்து கண்டிப்பா
Hmm.
விட்டு வைக்கலாம் நிறைய டெமோ சீரியஸ்லாம் வந்து I had given பஞ்சத்தன் like புது டெமோ எல்லாம் பண்ணி so at some point I remember I was at the at the office for some official work, and then like Rahman sir, that's literally how Ninja
Yeah.
Play had happened. I didn't know what the song was, what Sir was like.
Right. Right.
Was like he was like, there is this folk song, it's in Tamil and everything, and I handed him a demo. அப்ப சார் வந்து ரெடியா வச்சிருக்கேன் அந்த மாதிரி கேட்டாரு. So you can imagine how he would have said it, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just so amazing. I love his sense of humor. It's like it's
For sure.
uh, yeah, it's like it's his own unique thing. And then at that point, like sir, and it again like it's all like original songs that
Yeah.
I had.
Yeah. Yeah.
So கேட்டுட்டு அப்ப வந்து full dick தான். I didn't even know what's. First of all, I was just so happy that that
Yeah.
he would be able. I mean,
Yeah.
it's uh, like being able to give something to a guru,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
for me it's like that, right? Like for
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
that's he has in my heart. And so Rahman sir வந்து கேட்டுட்டு uh, I remember one of the tracks he said he really loved how it sounded, and he said uh, so
Wow.
at that point, yeah, everything full shutdown happened. I was like, okay, this is very இது போதும் அந்த மாதிரி இருந்தது. But
Awesome.
that's when we kind of got into the studio, and then I remember like that's the first time I heard Nenjukute.
Yeah.
And Mani sir was there.
Oh, was he
So
there too? Wow.
he was there. So I mean, so sir was telling me this like a folk song. It's like I didn't know what movie, or I mean, for
Yeah.
me, it was like that was the first time sir was telling me
Yeah.
about the song.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, and that's when sir வந்து டியூன் சொல்லி கொடுத்து நான் வந்து பாடி அப்போ வந்து
Wow.
இங்க இருந்தாரு வந்து I was like சரி நம்பவே முடியல சரி ஏதோ நடக்குது அந்த மாதிரி நான் மாட்டு and I remember I don't know if I mean this is one of my favorite books, right? I don't read much,
Hmm.
but there's this book called The Alchemist,
Hmm.
and
Oh,
it
yeah. Yeah.
talks about how if you really want something with all your heart, like the universe just conspires to like make it happen
Right.
and everything.
Right.
It's
Right.
something you're closest to your dreams is when your heart is filled with like so much
Yeah.
fear that you kind of have to take
Yeah.
that leap.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
of course, I was super nervous, super,
Hmm.
but at the same time, this is a musician whose music I've super duper loved. And
Hmm.
when I heard the tune, of course, like I was like, it was so amazing, right? Like it's again like it's not possible to not see that. So
For sure.
I'm so taken by it, and again like I think I mean I remember Ramata was super nice, like kind of gave me time to kind of get into the tune and like warm up with it
Yeah.
and everything. And then when we were recording it, I was just like, okay, is this really happening? Like, what?
Wow.
And but yeah, for me, so now that I've with this backstory, I'm sure you'll understand. For me, it's
Yeah.
like
For sure.
someone who I've like super admired,
Hmm.
and I remember we tried it out in a few different keys till like
Hmm.
Rahman sir was seeing
Hmm. Hmm.
where and how my voice
Hmm.
is like the tone was
Yeah.
sensitive, and it was And I remember writing the lyrics, and then we were like about to go do the
Yeah.
song. It was
Yeah.
truly incredible, and I remember it like it happened yesterday. It was literally like that. So that was my
Amazing.
first session. Like I mean, like a
Yeah.
actual like a song that I got to
Yeah.
work on.
Yeah.
Every single song that I've got to work with him has been different, and every time the process has been different. The song has been different. The way we've approached it, or the way Sir has
Yeah. Yeah.
gone about it. Every
Yeah.
single
Yeah.
different, and every time there's been so much to learn. Uh, so I feel like, yeah, I mean, I know I went a little too
No,
ahead,
no,
but
no, no. Yeah,
it was
for
a
sure.
long answer.
For sure. No, no. The thing is, I mean, the best part about the songs that you have sung for Sir, they're all the songs that personally me as a fan, one is Sir's fan, second is Shakti's fan. They've all those songs have been in a massive infinite loop for a long time. I have to be extremely honest, especially Chekachindavanam. When Boomy Boomy came, it went for 2.5, 3 weeks, Shakti. You wouldn't believe it. The same song every day, in and out, loop, 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 loop. And I still used to figure out some brand new sound all of a sudden, even after listening to it a million times. I don't know if you have come across something like that, but especially with Sir's music, with most of his tracks, I come across a brand new sound. Hey, I have not heard this before. Like Trida Trida, how long ago was this? Still sounds fresh. And I would have heard a brand new sound recently after a million times. And Kalavani song in Chekachandavanam again. Oh my God, that draw me nuts. I'm
Oh
not
my God.
saying this to, flatter you. Please don't get me wrong, but I truly went nuts with those songs. And Yengapona Rasa, oh my God.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I somehow feel you're super blessed. You got the special songs. Probably Sir keeps those special songs for you. That's how
I
I
mean,
think.
all of his songs are like super super special, right? Like for me, it's so hard like to pick a favorite. It's not possible. Like it's like
Yeah,
literally about this music. Like it's really not. It's not possible. Like I've associated like sometimes when some song would come out, I've kind of they're like time capsules, right? I've
yeah,
associated life events with or like different stages of my life with like, things like that. So it's like really not possible to
yeah,
something a favorite or whatever. Just
yeah.
in so of course for me, having the opportunity to be a part of the music
Mm,
that
mm, mm.
uh,
Amazing.
Rahman sir has made, it's just mind blowing. And Engapona Rasa again, I remember the whole session that we did when the song was actually taking shape. Like Kuti Revati ma'am was there, and Keba was there, and Rahman sir. And Keba and I had kind of worked together from before. Like we've done
Right, right.
in
Yeah,
we kind of knew each other from the whole that indie scene.
yeah, yeah. And
Sorry,
that
you were.
particular video is
Uh-huh.
still counting the views. It's unbelievable.
and and it's crazy because again Bharat Bala sir is someone you know whose craftsmanship I've like
Yeah,
super
yeah.
and I remember him telling me something like in the செருப்பில்லாம என்னது பீச் மணல்ல நடக்கும்போது ஒரு ஃபீலிங் இருக்கும் like without
Wow.
footwear.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he wanted that feel.
That's the feeling. So usually like for a song like a lot of people would describe like the situation or like this is what is
Yeah,
happening like,
yeah.
but this was the most different kind of brief I have like ever heard. And he said this. He's like that is like the spirit or the vibe of the song. And I
Wow.
thought it was I mean incredibly amazing the fact that he managed to give a sense of the feeling through
Mm,
I mean no words that I would have imagined or like a feeling
yeah,
that I would have.
yeah,
And the day Rahman sir was composing the song, and then it was in four, the time signature.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Four, and we were jamming to that, and sir was playing the keys, and then he was like fixing the
yeah,
chords and stuff. Then he would
yeah,
came and came out jam, and then sir would play, and then I would be singing, and the Kuti Revati ma'am was writing. எல்லாமே வந்து ஒரே at a time it was really like
right,
a jam session,
right,
like
right.
and then the next day we were supposed to record the song.
Yeah,
And we were in the studio. Keva was in one booth. I was in another booth, and Sir was also playing. Like he, I remember he was playing something, some really cool, like a synth bassy kind of something
Yeah.
on keys. And like it was nuts. And at that time when we were recording this, I mean, just before we went into the booth, we were doing this, and for some reason, Sir was like, "Can we try this in 7?"
Oh, wow.
And everything just like it just like aligned. It was like it was so crazy, and it just made sense. Like everything, it made sense to me in 4 also. Like it was just like
Yeah.
incredibly beautiful, the chords and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
There was one thing that he changed. It was just
Wow.
like snapped his fingers, and it was just like freaking magic. Like
Nice.
I don't even know how. And I we were in the booth, we were ready to take, and like
Yeah.
came, I was there, and we
Wow.
started, getting the session, and he's like so incredibly fast. Like when he works on these sessions, and I just like just to watch him is like amazing. And
Yeah.
then like okay, let's do this in 7, and it was
Wow.
just yeah. I can I can never forget that either. It was just
So,
nuts. So every
j-
song it's genuinely been like that.
for
It's
sure,
been
especially with this one, I would like to share something. Bharat Bala sir was also there on the podcast. And I said
oh
to him,
wow.
"Sir, I'm pretty sure you've been through the," because sir's buddy, obviously. And I told him, "Sir, I'm over the years, I know you would have seen so many songs get created. And, I would like you to pick that one song that you will remember for a long, long time." And he took a minute and he said, "This is a tough one, but I have to pick one. I'll pick one." And then he said, "Enga Pona Rasa." I really loved the magic when it happened. I was there. And Shakti Romanala Padnapa. When the podcast comes, please watch it. I am not faking it. So
Oh,
I will share the clip when it comes out. And he said this, and then he was in all smiles when he was talking about this particular song, because he's a man who actually was in the recording studio for Vande Matram to push the record button when Sir was in the studio in the booth to sing and all that. And he picks Yanga Pona Rasa as that one top song.
man, that's really really special, and it means so much to me. And he's an artist who
Yeah.
I've really admired like so much, and I'm always in awe of the number of things, the sheer number of moving parts
For sure.
involved in making a film and like putting it
Hmm.
together. And like another, like the
Yeah.
number of videos and the
Yeah.
number of things, and
Yeah.
it's incredible, right? And I feel like the kind of vision that Bharat Bala sir has, or like the kind of project that he's been, and even now with like Virtual Bharat, this
Correct.
amazing,
Correct.
like the craftsmanship and the artistry that he,
Yeah.
uh, brings to life. I
For
think
sure.
it's just
For
like
sure.
incredible.
For
Of
sure.
like watching the
Yeah.
Vande Mataram, I remember again, like being a kid watching it on TV. I was like, oh my God, what is this? Like it was just, and this was a time when if you had to watch music videos, you had to literally stop on your tracks and watch it when it came on TV, right? There was no YouTube where you could go watch
Correct.
it and
Correct.
watch it until
Correct.
later.
Very true.
Yeah, so this is an artist who,
Amazing.
and the thing is, I'm genuinely like, so as an artist, right? Like the fact that I've had the opportunity to
Yeah.
be a be a part of the fabric of
Correct.
such incredible artists, like
Yeah.
uh, and also like amazing productions, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like Bhumi, right? I'm so I mean, words cannot really express
For
what it
sure.
really my I mean, gratitude is not enough to express what I really really.
Wow.
These are really blessings, and I really have like Rahman sir to thank for this and for having given me the opportunity to experience this in my lifetime. Right? Like
For sure. For sure.
this music, and like again, like Bhumi is something I don't know how he even imagined something like that. And it's not like any other song, right? It does not have a
Correct.
conventional song structure. It's very, very free flowing, and it's so different.
Yeah.
And we, in fact, first recorded the song in Telugu
Oh,
and
really?
recorded this in Tamil. Yeah. And
Wow.
I remember when, the concept of the song was there, and Sir was telling me what the kind of
Hmm.
vision or the kind of idea that he has for this
Hmm.
act. Rakendu Mowgli had written the
mm,
lyrics,
mm.
and the lyrics were so intense. So with every word, I asked him for these translations, and there was this line where he literally describes teardrops as comets that that are hitting the ground.
Wow. Oh,
So I
wow.
thought it was so incredibly intense and so poetic because that's how literally like if comets were to drop and hit the ground, like
Yeah.
that's literally how he
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
it, uh, tears falling down, and I thought that was
Wow.
so amazingly incredibly beautiful. And I
Wow.
yeah, there was so, and to be in that process, right,
Mm,
of these words taking birth
mm.
in the mind of an artist, like that was putting them down, and then I'm writing them down and asking him what it means, and then in the ecosystem of Rahman sir's music, and then
Yeah.
slowly like each of these elements coming in, and then
Yeah.
bass guitar, this and that, and everything, and then it's like it's just another. Uh, it's just something else altogether. And like this is pretty much around the time, and around in that same kind of time frame is when Kala Kalavani was also
Yes. Yeah.
that's like another world altogether. It's like completely different. And I remember waiting outside the studio and hearing that beat, like that trap ish beat, and I was
Oof.
like, oh, like I mean, what is this? Like something heavy is cooking like that. Like it was so good,
Wow.
and it was again like super incredible. Like just like again when like Sir was like painting the picture of what
Mm.
he
Yeah.
hears the song, right, and then I remember Sir sat on the piano and he played one section and he went over the one whole
Wow.
section together, and it was just
Wow.
so yeah, with
Amazing.
every song I feel like the process has been different, like
Mm,
the whole
mm, mm.
way he has conceived the songs, and with
Of
whatever.
course. Of course.
And as
Great.
an artist for me, it's like been super overwhelming and
Yeah.
so really really like it's allowed me to push some boundaries and also
Yeah.
like experience
Yeah.
something really really special.
I We both know that Sir's sense of humor is out of the world, and it's very spontaneous, it just happens. And I'm just keen to know if anything comes to your mind during the recording days, something that Sir must have cracked, and I don't know how to describe it, but I have myself had a few instances like that, but I'm keen to know from your side.
There's been so many, like I don't
Mm,
uh, I feel like it's very contextual, like it's like
yes.
very in the moment kind of thing, when he'll suddenly say something and I'd be like, huh, like that. And it's been it's incredible. I'm genuinely, it's amazing. The spaces that I've had to, like with
Yeah.
music, it's like with architecture
Yeah.
and design,
Yeah.
uh, the conversations we've shared, or like the kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
suddenly sometimes he might say something and be like, நிஜமா சொல்றாரா இல்ல is there a zero அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும். But it's just, yeah, it's all like very very contextual, but it's
Yeah.
just, I wouldn't see it coming ever. I think. Every time
Right.
it's totally out of the blue, I'm
Yeah.
like, what just happened? It doesn't even. But I think that is so cool, and I think uh,
Yeah.
he's amazing like that. Like I feel like he's genuinely such an
Mm,
incredible. So yeah,
mm.
nothing per
For
se.
sure.
Like
I understand. Yeah.
I think they're all like very much in the moment kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Look, the thing is, of course, you've done very, very special songs for with, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be more and more coming up in the future as well. I really hope that happens, and would love to hear more and more songs that you collaborate with, Sir, because I have personally seen magic happening with absolutely every song that you've sung for Sir. And the thing is, how did you feel when your first ever song released and that came on the CD, and then you saw your name with that? And what was your, what went through in you? One
Um,
is being a fan, and then you're an idol, and then now you're sung with him, sung for him, and now it's released.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, so this is again not something I ever expected, right? Like, so for me,
Mm.
Nenjukule itself was like, I
Mm.
mean, this the I mean, I don't have to for me when I mean, words are like literally like not happening. So what I meant to say is the composition is so incredibly beautiful. It's
Yeah.
genius. Like
Yeah.
when I even heard the tune and
Mm.
when we were recording the song, all of this, I was completely, it's just incredibly beautiful, that
Mm.
song.
Mm.
And what Rahman sir has done with, the
Mm. Mm.
strings and the orchestration,
Mm.
the arrangement, it's just genius, right? Like it's in
Yeah.
magical stuff. This is just magic, right? And I think he had mentioned sometime recently that magic is the only music is the only magic like left in the world. And I think
Correct. Very true. Yeah.
that's amazing. And I feel he is a magician, right? Like he is making so much magic. And for me, that itself was amazing to be able to experience that, right? Like that
Yeah.
singing and realizing that. And
Yeah.
at that moment, it was this, right? Like the kind of vision that he had for
Yeah.
the fact that as an artist, what I
Mm.
material that I got to engage with, right?
Mm. Mm.
It was mind blowing, right? So for
Right.
me to just get into that like was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I think Sir is so incredible when he works with artists. How to like he as a human being also he's so sensitive to
Mm.
other people. As an
Mm.
artist, that's an amazing gift. How he's able to
Mm.
again
Mm.
like,
Mm.
not just accommodate, but it's more like it's
Mm.
the way he guides and molds things,
Mm.
and it's all just like amazing. So for me, um, as a first song kind of a release, so in fact, like Jab Tak Hai Jaan had released before.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
True.
it's,
True. Yeah. Very true. Yeah.
and again, Jab Tak Hai Jaan, I didn't know what I was going to record today when I landed up in the studio, but it was just, I mean, incredibly beautiful. And Javed Ali was there, and he's a fantastic singer, like
For sure.
amazing, amazing musician. And um, so in technically in the order of things, Jab Tak Hai Jaan released before Nejubule, but
Correct.
Nejubule released through the MTV Unplugged episode, right?
Right.
And that was just mad because I had seen videos of bands like the Cores and
Yeah.
like other
Yeah.
international bands
Yeah.
on the MTV Unplugged series, and I've always been someone who's really connected to the live
Yeah. Yeah.
experience of music.
Yeah.
As like
Yeah.
I mean, I can never pick this over that,
Mm.
but it especially in its own way, and working on songs in the studio and doing that,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's special in its own. Like there is so much magic that happens there,
For sure.
uh, that is different from the magic that happens like.
Mm.
I've been someone who's I've loved that whole the concept of the MTV Unplugged series that has happened internationally.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
really really beautiful and amazing. And I when I got the call to tell me that okay, this is happening and that we'll be doing this, again, it was like super overwhelming for me. And
Yeah.
to be part, like there were these incredible musicians. So there's Keba, there's Ranjit Taro, there's
Mm.
uh, Mohini Day, there was
Yeah.
Anne Marie, and like the strings, and literally like it was just, like so many brilliant, amazing artists. And I think it
Mm.
was the first time that I was getting to perform with like live strings.
Mm. Yeah.
And
Wow.
I mean, it's like a super band, and it's like a super group. And then you had Rahman sir who was playing the accordion, and he was playing the keys, and it's just something that was like so for me, again, like being part of it. Like so we did like so many days of rehearsals and run
Yeah.
throughs,
Yeah.
the shoot going to
Yeah.
happen and everything. It was just um, mind blowing, right? So for me to be a part of that experience and a part of
Right.
that product.
Wow.
அதுக்கு மேல என்னால honestly யோசிச்சு பார்க்க முடியல. Like so it's not like it's for me the working on the song itself was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So uh, it was so fulfilling, right? Like I mean, I don't even that's what
Mm.
really I feel like words are failing me. And it's like you say okay, dream, definitely dream come true and
Mm,
all of that.
mm,
It's really the experience was
mm,
so special.
mm,
I
for
cherish it
sure.
so much. The live experience of being part of the MTV Unplugged,
Yeah,
like that whole jam session that happened.
yeah,
I mean, of the live
yeah.
creation of it, and that's how like Ninja Play actually released and came out even
Correct,
before the audio of the
correct.
movie. That was the
True,
premiere.
true, true.
I
And it
obviously
took over the world.
I mean, I couldn't even. My thought ended with just there. Like I didn't think of when it releases.
Yeah,
What I didn't have any answer. Like I didn't. That's not something I didn't even get so far along
yeah,
in that thought process. Like இங்கேயே நின்னுட்டேன் நான். அங்கேயே இருந்து I was like because I got it. That's how much it meant to me. That itself was special. Everything else
yeah,
I feel is a bonus. Like it's like
yeah, yeah.
was it was amazing, right? Like I never even thought. So it was complete surprise for me the way
Mm,
when people connected to the song or like the
yeah,
way
yeah, yeah.
everything was a total surprise, right?
Mm,
Like because I never thought about any of those things. So
yeah.
everything else was it was just like one surprise after the other. It's
Wow.
like so it was so special because எதிர்பார்க்காத ஒரு விஷயம் அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஸோ எனக்கு
Amazing.
எனக்கு ஒரு சாங் இந்த ஒரு சாங் சாரோட இவ்வளோ பியூட்டிஃபுல்லான ஒரு சாங் பாடு எனக்கு அண்ட் ஐ ஸ்டில் ரிமெம்பர் when we were saying like he it was all about love this song
Mm,
right it's
mm,
all about
mm.
with every chord with every note with every movement that he is like put in so much heart and soul into this and I think you can really hear uh, that in his composition. So for me, as a musician, as an
Yeah,
admirer, of music, as a singer, as an artist, as just anyone who just has loved his music, to be able to be a part of that
yeah,
fabric
yeah.
was uh, that was amazing. Right?
Right.
That
Look,
itself was
the thing is, I mean, even today, all the songs that you have sung, Shakti, they're all on my daily playlist, right? And it gives me that magic every time, especially when I'm driving. Boomy Boomy plays, I go nuts. And so I'm just curious, do you listen to your own songs? Is it on your playlist? And if you do listen to, do you get picky or how do you feel when you listen to your own songs?
okay. That's a very different question. I don't really know if I also thank you so much again. Like I really think you're like super kind and like thank you for
No,
letting me.
it is what it is. I'm not faking it, but I absolutely love them.
I mean, and I would say full props to Rahman sir, right? Because I mean, it's literally his magic that he's woven into these
Yeah.
things and like really crafted them and everything. So for me, I don't really know if um, that's not something I've ever like thought of or like paid attention. Obviously, I would like when the song releases and stuff. I'm eager to check it out, especially
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
and for movie it also there was a music video
Yeah.
that I get the opportunity to
Correct.
see, and which is again super special for me
Yeah. Yeah.
because the whole the way it was picturized and it's
Yeah.
just incredible
Yeah.
for a videographer Robert Linden who shot
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
footage and it was absolutely fascinating for me to be a part of the music video and
For
again the
sure.
part of the how it came together and everything.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm super excited. Okay, if it's coming out for me to go to want to go check it out and to listen to it, and when the song drops, it's always special, right? Like so, I would
Yeah.
always go. Check it out and, again, of course, if there's a music video and if like I'm gonna be in it, I'm definitely gonna see what's happened and everything. But I don't really know if I don't think I don't know if I go back and listen.
Right.
It's like I do, but I don't know. I really haven't like kept track of it, but I listen to a
Mm.
lot of different types of music, and I keep listening, and it keeps changing, and it keeps growing.
Right.
And I listen to I mean, sometimes I don't understand the language, but I also there's this artist who I've been listening to a lot, like in the last few months.
Right.
They're a friend.
Right. Right.
it might be Latin jazz, or it might be, in Portuguese, or it
Yeah.
might be. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's like an endless world of
Mm. Mm.
story. So I haven't really noticed if I would like.
Okay.
I don't really know. So I mean, it's like ever evolving, right? It's ever
For sure.
changing.
For sure. For sure.
It might
Great.
be songs that I revisit. It might be completely new songs, but I'm always like discovering new music and listening to new music.
Beautiful.
My friends keep sharing new music, so it's it's
Yeah.
like never. It's like a ever evolving and changing process. So I don't think there's any patterns. Like the songs that I do listen to again and again would be like, I would think my, uh, my favorites, right? Like in
Mm.
the sense, like say A Nearness of You that Nora Jones has done, or like
Mm.
uh, say a song by Nina Simone that's like He Needs Me, and or uh, Roja, or I mean I don't even know how to, or man, like Dil Se, right? Like, and I
Yeah.
would be like, when I go back and hear it, I'd be like, Andaru Visham. It
Yeah.
would have
Yeah.
always been there, but you will probably, a new layer in that song will suddenly be like
True. True.
pop up, and you would be like, what? And like, or like, even Closer Than Ever from
Yeah.
Bombay Dream.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah. Very true.
And so recently I'd like done a cover of the song, and like so we so I really got into it like at another level, and this is a song that I've been wanting to cover for
Mm. Mm.
a while, because the words really like
Mm. Mm.
were amazing. I felt like it was so apt for now, especially when we are hoping and wishing that there will come a morning when we will awaken
Yeah.
closer than
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Surely we will awaken closer than ever.
Awesome.
Living, I mean, dreaming the same dreams, breathing the same air, closer than
Yeah.
ever before.
Yeah.
And the way that Sir's melody, it go Ingyo Poi and it comes back home, right? And it's just he just always manages to do that. So I feel like I'm discovering and rediscovering Rahman's music, and the music of so many others, but I haven't really consciously thought or post rationalized how much or how often, because I think with songs that I have sung at different stages,
Yeah.
I uh, we would listen to it in the sense that with my own projects, like when we're
Yeah.
mixing it, and
Yeah.
like there would be so many times that we would listen to
Yeah.
it with the mix,
Yeah.
master, arrangement, productions, everything. So with regards to playback, I don't, in general,
Hmm.
not really.
Okay. Awesome. Great. Look, Shakti, we are coming towards the end of the podcast. And there just two last things. And one of them is, of course, this is a very special journey that I am on. And then with the support with the likes of yourselves and many of your other colleagues as well. So this is a journey that probably may not happen again. And I want to cherish for a long, long time for having being blessed to be creating this. So as part of that, what I would really like to hear from you is if there is a message or a dedication that you would like to give it to Sir. And I'm pretty sure he will watch the podcast whenever it comes out. And he's going to watch it in fast forward mode because he doesn't have the time to sit and watch the whole thing. But I'm pretty sure he will stumble upon Shakti's podcast for sure. And if there was a message or dedication, anything that you'd like to give it to Sir, the stage is
Okay.
yours.
I definitely think you should do it again. Like I feel like you should probably do like another round,
Another
come here.
season or something.
Yeah, another season, and then like dive deep into some other things. I don't know. We can. And I think it's this is see இன்னும் இவ்வளவு நேரம் பேசி இன்னும் பத்தல அந்த மாதிரி தான் இருக்கு. கண்டிப்பா நீங்க இன்னொரு வாட்டி ஷுவரா பண்ணலாம். I'm sure everybody will have so many
Thank you.
stories.
Thank you.
So இது I think I have a feeling நீங்க இன்னும் கண்டிப்பா ஒரு சீசன் 2 பண்ணுவீங்கன்னு தான் எனக்கு என்னோட
Uh, I, the thing is, I mean, Sir's daughter Katija is coming tomorrow. And then she asked me, so what's the plan after this? And I said, broadcast and stuff like that. That's going to keep me very busy. And she said, what's after that? I said, don't know. And she said, no, you should do this, continue this podcast. I said, okay.
yeah, and I'm sure it's gonna keep happening, right? Like I'm sure that you will. I don't know, like also speak to the filmmakers and like all of that. I think even on the call, you would, it
For
would be interesting to. I mean, as a
for
fan, it
sure.
would be to
Thank you.
tune into that, and I'm sure that even with artists you've already had, I'm sure that
Yeah.
another round of talking also. That's one thing. The second thing is yes, for sure, and uh, as a message, if I could, I just want to say, sir, with all my heart, with so much love and respect that I don't think words can ever express. I really, really mean this. It has been a blessing. Your
Yeah.
music has been a blessing, and you know every uh, every opportunity that I've had to share a conversation with you, or brainstorm with you, talk about new ideas and new things, and everything has been super duper special to me. And
Yeah.
thank you so much for giving us the music that you have, and for being you, for having inspired so many generations of not just musicians, but so many generations. Dot.
Yeah.
So thank you for the inspiration, and thank you for all the love that you have, bottled up in your music, and that you have shared with each and every one of us. I think there is um, no word that can express how much that truly means. And
Yeah.
thank you for giving me the opportunity to, uh, you know, to have had each of those experiences with you, and uh, that's pretty much it. I
Wow.
think,
Amazing.
yeah. And this
I,
is
I
I'm
I
so
was getting goosebumps while you were talking.
no, I really mean it. Like it's
Yeah.
genuinely. I think he's an incredible uh,
Yeah.
person, and I feel like sir வந்து ஒரு super human. அந்த மாதிரி தான்.
Correct.
I feel
Correct.
he's genuinely so sweet, and even like you said, right? Like so many moments where he has
Yeah.
been so sensitive to
Correct.
the other person. I think there are. Like I remember at some point when sir, I mean, I was going through like a crazy
Mm. Mm.
time, and I remember a few words that sir actually சொன்னது வந்து it's like a mantra, like literally sir was like,
Mm.
keep doing what you love doing.
Amazing.
And it's so simple, but it's so amazing, right? Like
Very
it's
true.
so incredible. And I think the message that he has always shared about how he's always picked love over
Yeah.
hate.
Yeah.
I wish
Yeah.
more and more people would. I think that's what the world really needs now. Like I
Yeah.
really, and I feel uh, um, we need more, people who can take a leaf from this and be inspired from,
True.
Rahman's journey or message, and become flag bearers of love and compassion. And I think I am so, uh, என்ன சொல்றது, so happy that இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஹியூமன் பீயிங் வந்து ஃபார் லவ் அண்ட் கம்பேஷன் இவ்வளோ பெரிய ஒரு ஃபிளாக் பேரரா இருக்காருங்கிறது வந்து
True.
நிஜமாலே it's
Mm.
genuine awesome. And I feel like he puts a little bit of that in every song and every music that he's just like
Yeah. Yeah.
sending love out into the world, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
with every interaction that he has, I feel like he does that. So I think it's truly amazing. And so thank you for everything that I have learned from you. And you are an inspiration, and
Wow.
will always be that. Yeah.
Amazing. It was straight from the heart. I was getting goosebumps. Amazing.
That really means a lot to me. And he is a teacher,
Yeah.
a mentor, a
For sure.
friend, an innovator, one of the most, I mean, creative thinkers, like who like always push boundaries.
Mm.
And I know that he's going to constantly come up with new things, and things that have never been thought before, things that have never been done before. And I think that is something that is it takes. I feel like he's always evolving, and like pushing
Yeah.
his own artistic
Yeah.
boundaries. And uh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it takes a lot for an artist, and a lot of courage, and a lot of these things to even
Yeah.
ஒரு கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் புதுசா ஒரு பாட்டு ட்ரை பண்றதுக்கே வந்து நிறைய வாட்டி யோசிப்போம். அதெல்லாம் வந்து யோசிக்காம, and at the same time the fact that what he's doing with Sunshine Orchestra, and the
Correct.
fact that uh, you know he is he genuinely wants to do
Mm.
good. All of these things, அது வந்து அதெல்லாம் எவ்வளோ சொன்னாலும் பத்தாது. So I just wish with all my heart, and all my prayers, that this light, uh, that Rahman sir is just it's just brighter and brighter and continues to spread and shine. And
Wow.
I genuinely wish, you know with all my heart and with all my prayers.
Amazing, amazing. Love it, Shakti. Look, just the last.
To say this message like this, and dedicate it to Rahman sir. So
Oh, thank you, thank you. It's coming straight from the heart, and yeah, uh, I'm getting emotional listening to what you just mentioned. Yeah, it's that's I don't know how to describe. And whenever I get to meet Sir or speak to him, something happens.
yeah, I
And
feel like you can really feel. I know that we're meeting digitally, and it
yeah,
has been nice to meet you this way. But I genuinely feel like every person has a certain vibe and an energy, and I feel
correct.
like within uh, the honesty with which he is as a human
Yes.
being,
Yeah.
that the whole energy that it's so amazing. Like his
Yeah.
energy as a person, it's
Yeah.
just something, and it's genuinely beautiful, and I feel like it comes from this place of love
True.
uh, and
True.
I think that's what he gives out, and I think
For
that's
sure. I agree. So, just the last part of the podcast. Look, two lines of. It's very hard for me to pick the
Mhm.
favorite songs. So I'll let you pick any of the
Oh
songs that you
no,
like, and
you put me on man.
just two lines of two songs.
Okay. I think I'll probably do Bhumi and Ejibule.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of those two. You wouldn't believe it. You would be saying I'm lying, but I honestly thought of these two songs.
Okay, awesome. So I think I'll do Nejikule first, and then I'll do நெஞ்சுக்குள்ள முடிஞ்சிருக்கேன், இங்கே தீசையில் என் பொழப்பு விடிஞ்சிருக்கோ, வெள்ளப்பார்வை விசிறி விட்டீர் முன்னாடி, இந்த தாங்காத மனசு தண்ணிப்பட்ட கண்ணாடி, வண்ணமணி யாரோ வலது கடியாரோ, ஆன புலி எல்லாம் அடக்கும் அதிகாரம், நீர் போன பின்னும் நிழல் மட்டும் போகலையே போகலையே, நெஞ்சு குழியில் நிழல் வந்து விழுந்திருச்சே, அப்போ நிமிந்தவதா புறமா குனியலையே குனியலையே, கொடுக்கம்பி போல மனம் குத்தி நிக்குதே, நெஞ்சுக்குள்ள முடிஞ்சிருக்க, எங்கே தீசையில் என் பொழப்பு விடிஞ்சிருக்கோ.
Wow, beautiful, magic, magic. I don't know. You you just took me to a whole new world when you started singing. Uh, yeah, I have no words.
Thank you so much. That was again very kind. And yeah, I feel like Raman's music is like it. I mean, especially if you're a fan, and I know that it like it has like something else. But thank you. I think I'll sing Boomy now. It's like the song is like so heavy duty, right? Like it's just
Mm,
uh, it's just super intense. And for me, every single time I've sung Play on stage, it has been so special. Every single time
yeah,
I've had the opportunity to perform this with my band, and
yeah,
I'm grateful for every single time that I go up on stage and had the experience to relive the magic, to relive
yeah,
the love in this song,
yeah.
and everything. And that connect is something so beautiful because on stage, everyone is like united in that moment.
Mm, mm,
like recently before the lockdown and everything in February, we had a concert in Sri Lanka, and I remember going up on stage and singing Enjukule,
Hmm.
and the entire audience, like everybody, pulled out their phones with their torchlight.
Wow.
It was, it was, it was just magic. Like I have
Yeah.
no words to explain, and
Hmm.
at that moment, it doesn't matter when you're at that concert where that next person is,
Hmm.
where everybody's
Hmm.
differences, your ethnic backgrounds, your nationality,
Hmm.
none of it matter. We just
Wow.
enjoy. Like I feel like
Wow.
music really has the power to
Yeah.
bring people together, right?
Yeah.
Like இன்னொரு கண்ட்ரியா இருந்தாலும் இன்னொரு நம்ம எல்லாருமே வந்து at that moment மியூசிக் ரசிக்கிற மக்களா மாறிடுறோம் அவ்வளவுதான்
True.
nothing
True.
else matters.
True.
And I feel like music really has the power to do that, and the fact that I get to experience this on stage is something amazing. Of course, I really miss it now that we don't have concerts, but I can't wait. When by the time when we come back to it, it's going to be special for even more special for everyone.
For
And I
sure.
remember the Nejikure it was it was just magic. Like everybody pulled out their phones with the torchlight and everything, and at that moment, I felt like all of us just connected into this. Like it was like one giant.
Wow.
It felt it was like that. So uh, every time I've performed this on stage, it's always been special. And uh, it for me, it's all of these things, right? Like I don't
Yeah.
get to say it on stage always or all the time, but
True.
it means so much to me when I get to perform this song. There is
For
a
sure.
lifetime that is the person, the experiences, the life, the
Hmm.
moment
Hmm.
in time. All of these are behind that one
Yes.
song.
Yes. Yeah.
I may not get to share this with the crowd or the audience every time, but என்னோட மனசுல என்னோட ஹார்ட்ல இதெல்லாம் இருக்கு. நான் எல்லா வாட்டியும் இதை பாடும்போதும் ஒவ்வொரு வார்த்தையும் ஒவ்வொரு நோட் பாடும்போதும் எனக்கு அதெல்லாம் இருக்கு. So I think it's
Amazing.
no, it really really matters. I
Wow.
mean that's where it comes from. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So
I was lost.
to me, yeah, this again super heavy duty song, and again performing the song. Needless to say, it's always special performing, or getting to sing all of this because it is really intense and it
Mm.
really
Mm.
puts some strength. So here it is. Oh, Bhumi, Bhumi, Suttum Sattam, Ari, Ari, Kattum Sattam, Manidan, Manidan, oh, Yudda Chattam, இதில் எங்கே கேட்கும் குயிலின் சத்தம் இதில் எங்கே கேட்கும் குயிலின் சத்தம் கடலில் மீனொன்னு அழுதா கரைக்கு சேதி வந்து சேருமா இதயம் தாங்குமா இதயம் தாங்குமா இதயமே தாங்குமா ஆ, இதயமே இதயம் தாங்குமா இதயம் தாங்குமா இதயம் தாங்குமா இதயம் தாங்குமா 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 தாங்குமா
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. I was lost, Shakti. I don't know. This does something. Yeah. It's amazing. Shakti,
Yeah, thank
it's
you.
thanks.
Thank you for
Thank.
no,
No,
please,
I was
please.
saying, I was saying this. Thank you for singing all these amazing songs along with Sir, because this music is what is helping us heal even more in the current circumstances that we are in. I don't know. It's a huge thing to have Sir's music, especially in the current times, and like the songs of yourselves and all. It's amazing. I mean, what's also happened as part of the podcast journey is there's something called I Love ARR Community, which has evolved. So all
Oh,
of the
awesome.
SIRS fans have come together, and this community is all about spreading positivity, love, and kindness, and just via music. And this about I don't want to exaggerate, but a large group of people were over the moon when I told them that Shakti is coming on the podcast. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming on this podcast. It means so much, especially uh, this being a magical journey, and with the support that I'm getting by the likes of yourselves. I have no words to describe. So thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much, man. And I'm really happy to hear that it's, blossoming into so many amazing things. And, my prayers and best wishes to you. Thank you so much for having me on this podcast and, for sharing, giving me the opportunity to share in conversation with you about the one and only A.R. Rahman sir, who has been, uh, like I said, like an inspiration to generations. And
Yeah,
uh, lots of love and respect to Rahman sir always. And
yeah,
thanks to him for giving me the opportunity to be a part of some incredible songs. To be, I mean, honestly, thanks சொன்னா பத்தாது, but அப்படிதான் வேற எப்படி சொல்றது தெரியல. It's genuinely been a huge blessing.
yeah.
And wishing you the very best and
Thank you.
with everything you had ahead of you. And thank you so much for having me
Thank
once
you.
again.
Thank you so much.
பச்சி ஓரங்கிருச்சு